What's up, guys? I know I didn't get a video out this morning. I didn't get to post much today on what I was doing, but I have the same exact play as I had the other day or on Friday when I was talking about Nvda. This time I didn't wait for the 66.78 break because that was my initial idea the other day. I know I have a lot of lines, but that's because I'm in a short right now. I got in at this red arrow. You can see up here. I am driving right now, so it's going to be a little bit not as good of a video as normal. But what I have on Nvda, and I keep on shorting Nvda. Why? Because I think that it's doing some kind of topping pattern. I'm not 100% sure, as it's pretty resilient and the buyers keep on buying it up. But what we can see, if we were looking at moving averages, is we have the 100 EMA on, this is on a 15-minute, of course, but still, you have the 50 period, or the 50 EMA, which is the red. I know there's a lot of lines, so it's tough to say. And price has been rejecting it, and it's now crossing below the 100. This is on a 15-minute. And on an hourly, we have the 21 EMA that was holding this trend up this whole run, and now we're below it, coming up and rejecting it up as resistance around the 269.60s. That's roughly, I got in around 269s. And on the 2 hour, it looks like we are still holding the 21 EMA on the 2 hour, which is roughly around 266-ish, 265.89. So that could still continue to support the trend. This could be a backtest of the 21 as in a bullish sense. But the shorter time frames are showing some topping signals. Right now, it is currently trying to hold a support that I have off of the 15-minute. You can see this uptrending support here, this white trend line. I know it's a lot of lines, like I said. Just multiple wicks off of that. We found some rounding action. We bounced up. We rejected the 50. We came back down. Now we're at that trend support. We broke it on this wick to tap 266.30. And basically, we made another lower high on this downtrending line up top, which is what I'm playing shorts off of mainly. Like I shorted it up around this point on the break, and now I shorted it up here. So whether or not this does come in as a bounce area, that is possible, and it is trying to potentially hold it now, because if you zoom in on the 1 minute, the candles are not closing below. We continue to keep rejecting the 21 EMA on the 1 minute, not a big deal. This could double bottom here, rip back up and retest those same levels, or even just like the 267.30, which is where we broke down from earlier this morning. Tried to hold it. Well, we did hold it. We couldn't close any candles below. We ripped up, then we couldn't close any candles back above the 268.80 area. We broke back down. Now we're potentially trying to put in a double bottom and hold it. I'm looking for the breakdown, but I might be wrong, and we could end up getting a bounce back up. If we do, eventually, if we work back up to retest this trend line again, we're looking at that 269.10. My high area, 269.56 to 270. If we can reclaim above 270, my whole idea is wrong. What am I in right now on an option trade? I am in the April 6th, which I could go further out, but I'm just doing this. Honestly, I'm kind of doing it potentially as a day trade. I am potentially closing this today, but I am going to be a little bit on the greedier side right now, which might end up biting me in the ass because I did that Friday, which is why I'm trying to be a little more, a little less greedy here, because on Friday, I did hold it down to the 64s, looking for 60s and 60 and 55s. Didn't give it to me. So, I just keep on trying this short. And on this one, I haven't been closing it at the proper spots. I'm not as good on Nvda as I am on Tesla, which I didn't get. I did get in a small short on Tesla this morning at, not this morning, around 10 a.m. at 197, because it was just continuously chopping at that resistance. I was originally like, maybe this can go to 200s, but then I looked on, what was going on here. Look at the 97s. It was so easy to grab a short. So I shorted it on this second attempt, wick high right here. I grabbed this one and was like, I'll hold it in case it gets above 70, 97.50s. Then I was like, around this point, I was like, maybe this is making a flag of some sort, like a bull flag. It did have a push up, so I did close it down here at the 93 to 94s. We are still making lower highs. Maybe this trends down to back down and to test these lows of 190s, or maybe, yeah, I'd say 190s will probably hold to 191s. That's where I think it would be probably heading, at the low of 85s or some of these lows. I don't think it'll get that low though today. It depends on what SPY does. If we look at SPY, we are, what my idea was that I posted last night, which so far didn't work out based off of my idea of it rejecting this trend line, because this right here is a rising channel, and we started to make a left shoulder ahead, and I was like, maybe we're making a right shoulder. We did pop up above the high of this shoulder, so right now we rejected the 98s, and now we're flagging back into the support of the channel that we broke down from, started making a rising wedge up to it. Now are we going to hold this as support, reclaim it, push through? Then if we do, we have the resistance at the 400, and if we continue to respect this rising wedge or rising channel, we actually could make a high of 405.20. But a break of this 401 and hold, sorry, 101, 401.30, because that's just the key area. If we found support on 401.30, then we can go long on that with the stops below, and that would be a nice trade, because we could take it up to 405s or even as high as 414, 415 area again. So right now, SPY's in an area where it could be making a bullish setup here, if it can continue to hold this one. I call it the 100 EMA on the 15-minute might be something to watch, which is 395.85. Longs could be played. So Nvda, I have to watch this because I do have a trade, and I'm probably gonna be losing money on it, because not losing money, but like missing my exit, because I'm making this video, which kind of sucks. I think it might be bouncing now, especially with SPY looking like it's rolling. So the market could end up being a long into the end of the day. It just depends. So what's my idea for Nvda? If we break and close and hold above 66, 62s, then I'm going to be looking for a potential long trade. But then you still have a lot of resistance. I'm not going to go long on Nvda, honestly, unless we break 270. That's just how I'm going to play it. So I might miss all this lows. If this is putting in some kind of bottom, maybe I'm wrong, and this thing goes to 290s, and I'm this whole idea of this being topping of some sort of topping pattern is wrong. But I'm just not that bullish on Nvidia up in these levels. If we got down to 255s, I would take a long down there. So that's kind of how I'm playing it with the short. You know, I kind of think about it like, would I want to buy it up here? No, that doesn't always mean that's right, but it is having a pretty clear level of resistance of the 270. So that's why I'm like, I'll short it. So I did the 270 put. I don't know if I said that already. And by doing a 270 put, that's me saying, I don't believe that it's going to go above 270 again until it goes below, like to the 255s. You can make more money maybe doing like a 260 put or 270 something, I mean 260 something put, and then that's saying I don't think it's going to go back above that price, and you will get paid as long as it's under that price. And obviously if you do it's going to be cheaper to do like a 261, 262 put, but you're also in like, as soon as it goes under 262, you're going to start banking, but at the second it goes above 262, you're going to start losing faster. Where like a 270, to me, it's giving me, and I got it really close to the 270 price, so it gives me a little less risk, because now if I have all this chance to make money all the way down to the 255 idea, and if we can break to 255s, that's where I'll probably close it. Well, I'm like 99% sure I'll close it. I'm actually, honestly, I'm going to be watching this 265.65 for like today, because that's what I did something the other day, which I probably should be closing it right now, honestly. Like if we're legit, if I'm in there right now, I probably should be closing it, because technically we're holding this trend line. We're not going any lower right now. maybe we have a bearish move into this, but it could be creating a bottom structure here. As you see, it's starting to push, of course. I got to make this video quick because I got to check it out. And we are starting to push up a little bit. This could end up turning into a bullish consolidation, and then it just rips us back up to retest those highs again. And then maybe the third time will be right and not this time. I'm on like the second try now on Nvda. But I just really am thinking it's going to go down to at least 260. You know, I want it to break that 264.40 area, hold below it, reject it, and head lower. But like, it just doesn't want to do it. It keeps on going down to these areas here and just chopping around and just making, you know, ascending triangle here of some sort, and then it's going to pop back up, and it's like, just take your damn profit. So lastly, let's talk about Baba real quick, and then I got to let you go. But Baba, I did the same short again on Baba. I took the 88s. I did close it earlier than where I'm at right now. I closed it right around this bottoming structure here. I brought it down to 85.90. That was my original idea. Oh no, wait, was it 85.90? Yeah, 85.90s. I took my profits. I did pull $100. I pulled it in at 88.17. That was my that's when I punched in. I don't even know what the high of the price was. I just knew Baba, 88.20. So I almost got the top. We keep on hitting the same box. This is the third time. So it's like, to me, it was like, it's a triple top. I should hold this thing down like a lot, but I'm just like, I still have this idea that Baba's going to be bullish. I just like 85.30 at least, but maybe it's going to go down lower now that we did a triple top. So maybe I should have held it longer, but I wanted to take that $100. Like my idea is, like, with options, is to try to make $100 a day minimum. You know, that's my idea, and try not to lose more than $100, you know? So it's like 1-to-1 right there. And I've been doing really well with this whole plan, but yeah, so, I mean, I'm very profitable. Now, Bitcoin was something we talked about on this channel, how I was looking for it to come down to the 27, and look at that. We broke the 27K. The first time we came down, we hit 27 on the fucking nail on the head, and we ripped back up, but we made a lower high. And now it is finally breaking the 27K. So what you look for on a 1 minute is exactly what it's doing. You want to rally back up, and you want to see it rejecting off of 27K. You can put in a short here. Honestly, like, I'd be looking at this and just waiting and waiting for bodies to potentially push back through, come back and back test it as support. And then if it does, then you can go long. But personally, I think this is a bearish consolidation back into retest a breakdown of support, and then you get the rejection. When it comes back down, now you have to, excuse me, now you have to watch the low bodies, and if it breaks and closes below and uses 26.6 as resistance, then you can short the next one, and you reject off of that. Then you bring it down to like 25.3. So this is setting up for a perfect short trade if anyone does like to short Bitcoin. But yeah, I gotta let you guys go, get back to work. But yeah, just watching SPY here, as it is potentially testing a previous potential little idea of mine, but I'm just waiting for like a rejection. And you can see on the 1 hour, the 200 EMA is right there at 397.80. So we are not able to close above. We're wicking above, but we can't close bodies above. So if you can start closing bodies above, my level is 398.80. But that, if you're looking at moving averages, that could be a potential play if you start seeing consolidation above and it starts flipping bullish. Otherwise, I think it could come back down here eventually and maybe retest this low support here that we do spend a lot of time down, closer to the 382s area. That's my target. If we came straight down here today, it's at 382.10. So that could be a play on the downside if this idea does play out. And then, like I said, 400 above. But the market looks a little bit weaker right now, so I don't think it's going to like really break out today unless we get some bulls that step in here very soon. So yeah, I mean, I'm just looking for this idea to play out. Now, Nvda, if you look on an hourly, you have a candle body at 65.30. So like this could potentially try to make some kind of double bottom here, and then you got to be like, all right, this is gonna fucking rally its ass off probably back to the 73s. So it is potentially setting up for something to happen, and I'm hoping that it's like my idea is right, and we actually break the lows and go down, but it doesn't have to. So, you know, the buyers are definitely liking this area. See how we had a candle body 1 minute, came up, tested the 50, we closed back below. We haven't closed above and held support on the 60, 66, 62. So it still could be just like a bearish, which is starting to look a little bit like it could just be like some kind of bearish you know, rising wedge or something like that, or a bear flag that is going to eventually bring us down here to this trend support that I've been talking about for a couple days. But yeah, I'm going to put this video out. I got to let you guys go. Good luck. It is on support on this uptrend here. If you look at this uptrend, this is the uptrend it's holding. Will it break through and start breaking through the 66.30? I mean, sorry, 65. Well, if you go off of candle bodies right here, 65.80, you break through that, you start flipping that to resistance. That could be a short, or you could short and defend this area if you wanted of the 66.70 area or 66.60, and you'd have to stop loss it probably way up here. If you get a pop-up, you know, maybe look for the 67.30 to reject as resistance, grab a short and bring it down to, and look for 65.80s to take some profits. That could be an idea if this does work its way up, but maybe draw on this pattern and see how it's going to play out, and keep an eye on the 66, 62, see if that can continue to reject as resistance. But right now, based on not ignoring the pattern, it is chopping between support and resistance. This is an area of a lot of people like. It did make a double bottom on the 1 minute. It's testing the neckline of a double bottom. It could be setting up for a push as it's trying to start right now. So I'd be watching the 67.30 to reject, or the 67.9. Nah, I don't really like the 90. That was just a random level that I did on the when I was doing some smaller term scalping or watching. So I like the 67.30 and then the 68, or sorry, yeah, 68.40, 268.40, 267.30, and 269.70. Those are my levels. And then also right now, the 66.70 is holding up very well. So I'm going to let you guys go. If we start breaking through the low of, we'll call it 66.06, and rejecting off that as resistance, then the short is going to be really good, I think. But yeah, peace. Good luck.